We're going to kick off this show with a tour of the new museum, the new Tennessee State Museum, that is, which opened earlier in October. The museum has always been dedicated to preserving objects that relate to the political, cultural, and economic history of the state. Now it does so in a 137,000 square foot facility.
We have such a rich opportunity to tell so many stories here.
Dan Pomeroy knows those stories better than most. And as senior curator of the Tennessee State Museum, he's eager to share them.
This is a wonderful change and epic and new direction, I think, for the whole state of Tennessee. Public history is so important in this state, and hopefully this is going to be a crossroads for all that.
This is actually the prosthetic leg of a soldier named Robert Singleton. He was a Tennessean, served on the Confederate side during the war.
For more than 80 years, the Tennessee State Museum has waited for a place to call its own. The awe-inspiring new home was worth the wait.
In our former location, due to space, our interpretation ended about 1920. So essentially we're adding the last 100 years, and we will continue to add.
Released from the confines of its previous location, the museum offers visitors a much more extensive and intensive look at Tennessee history, as Executive Director Ashley Howell explains.
We also have more technology in the exhibits to present the information in the way that visitors want to learn. Some of us like to watch TV shows for our content, and we have films and we have interactive tables to be able to do that with visitors.
According to Education Director Jeff Sellers, those visitors are guaranteed to enjoy the new museum regardless of age.
Come on in, guys, and explore around.
This museum is for all Tennesseans, not just adults or young adults, but even for the youngest Tennesseans. So we have a new children's gallery that the old museum never had, but this is like a children's museum within a museum. And we want them to learn and engage with Tennessee's history and culture just as much as anybody. So this children's gallery will be filled with all kinds of activities. It has a huge interactive map of Tennessee. And so, yeah, it's just an opportunity for families to come and learn about and teach their children about the cultures and traditions of our state, too.
The span of time covered is impressive, transporting viewers back to the formation of the Earth itself.
We began at the beginning, 4.5 billion years ago. We have a small gallery that talks about the massive changes that took place and how it affected Tennessee when you drive down the interstate and you see all that limestone. Where did it come from? So you'll learn that. Then you move into the First Peoples Gallery, which is about Native Americans coming here 15,000, 20,000 years ago, and the various cultures that they established.
Our ancestors are able to go out and gather large amounts of different types of plants and fruits and nuts.
And then the coming of the Europeans, as you move into the beginning of the frontier area and the first European settlers that came in here in the 1760s, and the conflict that occurred between the First Peoples and the European settlers. And then the establishment of Tennessee statehood and what life was like on the frontier. And we have some spectacular artifacts. For example, from the Battle of Kings Mountain in October 1780, which defeated and captured an entire British army of 1,000 men. And we've got the sword that surrendered the British force in that battle. We've got a wonderful Conestoga wagon that is a signature piece in terms of settlers coming into the Tennessee country. We have a wonderful dugout canoe, which we acquired some years ago. There are only 2 dugout canoes that have survived from Tennessee. So you continue to walk through Tennessee history. And this section that we're calling Forge of a Nation, when people like Andrew Jackson, David Crockett, Sam Houston were pivotal in defining what is democracy. Tennessee's role in that period in establishing the meaning of America just can't be overstated.
Well, you'll find the proudest moments of Tennessee history on display. The museum also deals directly with tragic periods in our past.
We tell the story of Native Americans. We tell the story of enslaved people. We do not shy away from some of the hard truths.
I think it's important that we present history and that we can look at it from all angles. And I think that we start to think about that and what would we have done in that time. And so I think that's an important part of telling the story and allow the visitors to come to their own conclusions.
And then you come into the tragedy of the Civil War, when the Union fell apart, when Tennessee itself was divided between those who wanted to stay in the Union and those who favored secession. So you leave that section, and then we go to we call Change and Challenge, which is 1870 to 1945. And again, a time of tremendous change. Women getting the right to vote, in Tennessee being the pivotal state and passing the 19th Amendment. Tennessee transforms, Tennessee 1945 to the present. And we've never been able to do that before.
Another new capability is the ability to easily rotate exhibits. So there will always be something new to capture your imagination.
In the future, with these small rotating galleries, we can change exhibits constantly. We can put out new things for people to come and see.
It's just a gift to Tennessee. This is Tennessee's museum. No matter where you live in our state, from Bristol to Memphis, you have a museum, and this is it. This brings it to life in so many ways. So we're excited to get to share that with kids, with families, with adults, and be a place for them to engage with their history.
This is a museum that we can all be proud of. As a fellow Tennessean, I'm very excited to tell these stories and share these stories, and it's our history, art, and culture, so come experience it.